Hi, my name's Nikki and I work as part of the Quality and Support team in Goal Vision. In this webinar, we're going to cover an introduction to using the admin area in Goal Vision. A Goal Vision administrator has additional access to that of general users of Goal Vision, which enables them to make changes to the user interface. So what we're going to look at is the screen designer, so how you can make changes to what people can see on the screen, the list designer, so how you can edit and control the list design in Goal Vision, and user access options. And this is where you can edit who can see what in certain areas within Goal Vision. So I'm going to share my screen. So this is one of our demo instances of Goal Vision. So to access the settings area, I'm going to click on the cog on the far right hand side, the settings cog. From here, we're going to search or just select the screen designer. Screen Designer allows you to add, remove, configure fields, sections and pages on most screens in Goal Vision. I'm going to select the account, which may have been renamed in your Goal Vision. And you can see that Goal Vision screens are made up of different sections. So this area here with the account name and the account manager details is what's called a field section. So it's made up of different fields. This is an overview section. And this section is made up of widgets or counts and will show us the number of contacts, activities, etc. related to that particular account. We have another field screen for further information and a correspondence area, which is notes and emails, and the documents section. So each area in Goal Vision is a section and it's configured by the three dots on the right hand side. If I click the three dots here, you can see I can configure, move and delete. So we'll look at configure in a moment. Move just means you can move it around the screen, and delete, you can remove it from the screen. We can change the size of the section from 100% down to 25%. So if I click configure, I can rename the particular section and I can also change the visibility. I can make this screen or this section of the screen available to either all users in Goal Vision or specific teams. And we'll talk a little bit more about teams towards the end. And I can also make it visible to certain individuals as well. So that's changing the visibility. There's an option to add fields. So if you need to add any additional fields to your screen, click Add Field, and then you can select from the drop-down the relevant field that you want to add and change the name if appropriate. Click Add Field to add that particular field onto the screen. Once fields have been added, they can be configured and edited as you need. If I look at the field called Relationship, for example, I click the three dots, configure, moves, I can move it around the section or to different sections, I can delete it. If I select configure, I have various options here on how to configure that particular field. The general one is if I want to rename it. Validation, I make this field mandatory for either new or existing items. Security, I can update who can see and edit particular fields. If it's a drop-down, this is where you can configure your drop options. And the Advanced tab allows this field to be used for deduplication against other items in Goal Vision. We also have a series of additional tabs across the top of the page here, which are additional pages. If I open up an account record in Goal Vision, we can see. So if I open up and just go to my accounts list and open up this account record here, for example. So you can see these are the different sections. So I have my fields section, my overview section, other fields sections, correspondence, etc., and the tabs across the top. And that will take me to, for example, lists of campaigns, events, activities. Those are also configurable in the Screen Designer. If I click on appointments, this shows that I would have a list of appointments here. Clicking on the three tabs on the far right-hand side allows me to, as well as to add additional pages, reorder pages across the screen, configure, which again is renaming and setting the visibility. So an example of this for visibility purposes might be the sales area. There may be certain teams who don't need to have access to this particular page. So by changing the visibility so it's only available for certain teams, click Configure Page, select Visibility, and you can then decide which teams can see those particular pages. So for example, this might just be the managers and the sales users in this example. Then back to my details page. Once you've made all your changes, click Done and save the changes. Those changes will then be saved for all of your Gold Vision users. As well as making changes to the screens, Gold Vision admins can also make changes to the list design. So again, back to my settings cog, and I'm going to select the list designer. So this allows you to change the way that your main lists in Gold Vision appear. Again, as a reminder, these are lists that you can see from the View menu. So viewing lists of accounts, appointments, activities, etc. And you can see we have what's called a default view. So a certain set of fields that are available, and they're sorted in a particular order. In this example, they're sorted in alphabetical order by account name. So if I open up the list design for accounts, we can see the fields that were on that list. It's very easy to change the lists. Clicking on the drop down allows you to select another column heading. Clicking on the icon to delete allows you to remove that column. Columns can be made smaller and narrower as you require. If you needed to add any additional columns, clicking the action allows you to add column and then obviously configure by selecting the relevant column heading. You can change the default view, so what's the default that people see when they open up Gold Vision lists. Manage options, this is useful if there's a field that's not available on the list. So we have two columns here, hidden and visible. So if users need to see, for example, another account type field, click the green button and then that will automatically put it onto the visible list for people to be able to use when filtering. And sort order, how do you want your list to appear alphabetically, etc. in the view there. And the option there to save once that's been done. Don't forget that users can also save their filtered lists, so they might have changed column headings themselves. Users can also change their individual lists by adding and removing and moving columns, changing the widths and changing the drop downs. Once they've done that, if they want to keep the list, they can pin the saved list, pin the filtered list to a menu for use at any other time. I mentioned earlier about teams. So all users, when they're set up in Gold Vision, are members of a team, and this determines what they can see in Gold Vision, which areas they can see. If I go back to the settings area, I'm going to go to the user access options. So in this area here, we can see the different teams that have set up, and some of them have got some users already set up in them. So maybe that certain areas don't require full access to all areas of Gold Vision. If I click on this sales users or the support users team, all the different areas of Gold Vision, contacts, leads, opportunities, and then the admin area. And for the support users, they don't have access to, for example, the opportunity area. So that's been ticked for no access. They have up to the edit rights for accounts, but they can't delete. They can delete activities. So it's simply a case of clicking on the different access area for the different areas of Gold Vision to assign the access to particular users or to particular teams. There are a number of additional controls that Gold Vision administrators can use, and these can all be reviewed in our live webinars, or you can see them on our help site for more information. Thank you for watching this webinar. Please do feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel or refer to our help site where you'll find more useful resources and videos. Thank you very much for watching.